Okay, I got this fire burning in here, and in the stove, and I don't know if you can see it, but diesel's leaking out at the weld at the bottom in a couple places, so you might be able to see where it's kind of wet. I don't know, I don't got a lot of light in here. Right there in front, you can see maybe some spots right there. And so I overfilled it, and I got diesels running out the side here. The flames going inside, but you might see a little smoke. Okay, it's starting. I'm starting to see some fire coming out. I'm going to have to get this wiped up here. Okay, so it's smoking in here pretty good. I overfilled the damn thing again. I did this the other night, and so I'm gonna have to come up with something better. Not real crazy about this setup here, and I got diesel spewing out. The diesel inside the stove is burning, and it's spewing out diesel that's not burning on the outside. And last thing I need is this stuff to catch on fire out here. I'll have to put it out with the fire extinguisher. I can shut the stove down. The problem is, I think what's going on is the cans are boiling, the diesel, and I had them too full, and they're boiling over now inside the stove. And because of these welds aren't watertight or liquid tight, fuel's thinner than water, so it's oozing out here at the bottom of the stove. So if the welds were better, I only have a couple spots here. One of these days I'll have to probably re-weld them. If they weren't leaking on the outside, I really wouldn't have too much of a problem with this, other than it's smoking a little bit outside through the smokestack because the air-fuel mixture is too rich. I'm not getting enough air in here, and if I open the door here, I'm going to have flames and smoke coming out like that, so that ain't good. So I just overfilled it. I burned it last night, and I didn't overfill it, and I have 2 cans in there now, and they're small. They're shorter and bigger in diameter. And actually, I used. I went to the grocery store and tried to find cans that would fit in through the door here because the door opening is kind of small. And I had cranberry sauce cans before I was using, and they were kind of tall. And I wanted something a little shorter, make it easier to see the fuel when I pour it in, and also you'll be able to see the flames better here at the door because the cans are lower. So what happened is I got these other cans, and I got, I think they were Bush baked bean cans, and just check the beans out. I don't care for that stuff. And so I got 2 cans in there, and I filled them up, and I filled them too full. And so now it's spewing out over the cans and into the bottom of the stove. And so now I'm just going to have to be real careful here for the next probably half an hour or so until this stuff burns down. I'm kind of worried about the cans because I'm not sure if the bottoms are soldered on, and because of the heat, if that solder starts to melt, then all of the liquid's going to come out of the cans and into the bottom of the stove, and then it's going to start leaking really bad. So I'm just going to have to let this burn down, and the smoke's kind of starting to clear out of here. I was getting pretty smoky in here, and yeah, so at any rate, I just have to keep experimenting with this till I get it figured out. But other than that, it works really good. It's really cold outside, and the wind's blowing, and I got my companionway door open up there, and it is totally toasty warm in here right now. So, the stove works great. It'll be great when I get my fan down here in the bottom, where it's going through the duct work that I have. It sucks air from behind the stove there underneath the pedestal, and the back of the pedestal's all open, so I have duct work down in there. It goes down inside the engine box. It's about 3-inch diameter ducting, and I'm going to put a fan in the duct down at the floor, so it'll blow air down on the floor, and because you want the heat down low because heat rises. So yeah, but right now I'm just going to have to figure out what the hell is going on with this fuel. And like I said, if I don't overfill the cans, they work fine. I don't have this problem, but I overfilled them, and they weren't all the way full. But when I lit them lit them, the fuel, after it starts getting hot in here, the fuel will start to boil. And basically it just boiled over the top of the cans and down in the bottom of the stove. And like I said, if these welds were better, all the way around the stove is fine except for 2 spots. There's a spot over here, and there's a couple little pinholes. And it's because that pipe that I made this, the high pressure steam pipe, this round big pipe here, it was a high pressure steam pipe, and it had galvanic corrosion. And I couldn't see it when this steam pipe was cut out at a food processing plant that we used to do research for at the research farm. And so we'd get scrap from the plant and take it out to the farm. We could use scrap metal for all kinds of stuff, usually stainless steel, but we did have some iron. And this is iron pipe, and it's 3/4 inch thick, high pressure steam pipe. And the reason that we ended up with this piece of pipe out at the farm was it was cut out of a steam line at the plant because of galvanic corrosion. And I couldn't see the galvanic corrosion when I built this stove. And when I built the stove, I painted it and everything was good, and I was just burning wood in it and it worked great. Then it was in my old boat, and I never really hooked it up in my old boat. I test fired it out at the farm and test fired it. It worked great at the farm. And then my other boat, I never installed it all the way. I kind of had it in there, but not fully installed. And so I wasn't aware of this galvanic corrosion. Well, I bought this boat. I went ahead and removed the stove from the old boat, and I decided I'm going to repaint it. So I took it to where I work now. We have a sandblaster, and I sandblasted it. And when I sandblasted it, I can see all these pits all of a sudden in the stove over here in this one area. And that was galvanic corrosion from when this was at the plant as a steam pipe. And so they had to cut that section out because of the galvanic corrosion, because it was leaking. And I wished I would have known that. I probably wouldn't have used this pipe if I would have known it. And I kind of wished I would have used 1/4 inch. If this pipe was like 1/4 inch thick, it would have been better because I had more room and volume inside. But it's 3/4 inch thick, so it's pretty thick. It's like the steel's like that thick on the walls of this pipe. So it's burning down now, and I'm feeling more comfortable. It's getting a little nerve-wracking. So I'm just going to have to watch it here, and probably in the next half an hour, everything will get back down to normal. The fuel spills out. I got some ash because I was in the bottom. I didn't get it all the way cleaned out from when I was burning wood. And so the diesel, I'm burning diesel, boils out over the cans and down into the bottom of the stove where the ash is. Okay, so, and what's weird is it periodically just starts gushing out here a little bit. And so that diesel gets in the ash, and the ash, it's like a wick. So it starts burning, and it also starts smoking. So that's where I'm getting smoke. And outside I got some smoke, not as bad as the other night. The first time this happened, a couple nights ago, it was pretty scary. Now the safe thing is this vent here. I can close this vent down, and this stamper here up here, I can close and I can shut this off, and within seconds this thing will be totally out. The flames will be out. So I can go ahead and shut it down if I have to, but I need to let it burn, because if I shut it down now and there's diesel in the bottom of the stove, it's going to start gushing out of these, well, it'll start leaking out, and then it'll get down and start getting all over in here over the pedestal, and you know, I don't want any liquid diesel in here dripping out of the stove. So I'm just going to let it keep burning, and like I said, within probably the next 30 minutes it should be all under control. It's just I feel kind of out of control right now, but I'm not worried about any fire hazard or any danger here starting a fire, because I can shut the stove down, and I do have fire extinguishers in here if I need them, but it shouldn't come to that. So at any rate, yeah, so it's just a learning curve here that I'm dealing with, and I'm getting smoke coming out of these holes down here, so you can see the I think you can see the smoke coming up. So anyway, I don't have a lot of light in here, and I'm not going to set my lights up for this, but I just thought I'd try to catch some of this on film. So at any rate, hopefully everything's going to work out tonight. At least one thing is I'm staying really nice and warm right now in here, because it's got this boat really, I got the companionway door and hatch totally open, and like I said, it's cold outside, the wind's blowing, and it's like summertime in here. So I just don't like this smoke. I don't want smoke damage in here. So it's pretty much going up the ceiling and going out. I need to check my smoke detectors. I got 2 in here, and they're new. One's really actually one's really old and it works good, but I got it in my stateroom with the doors kind of closed here. If this open the door to my stateroom over here, the smoke detector inside there will go off. This smoke detector up here, it's new, and I don't know why in the hell it ain't going off, because there's enough smoke in here, it should go off. And usually it's pretty sensitive, so I don't know what's up with that. I'm probably going to have to go ahead and replace that. So I got that one up there is a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector, and so I'm not getting any response from any of that in here with that detector up there. And then I also have a separate smoke detector and a separate carbon monoxide detector over my bed in my stateroom. So, at any rate, yeah, that's you know, it's a learning curve, and so I'm thinking about making my own biofuel and burning it in here instead of diesel. I'm not real crazy the smell of diesel, so okay, that's it for now.